Hey everybody, welcome to the number 148th SongBike Guitar Q&A Livestream. You are the Q, I'm the A. That's hopefully how it's going to work. How are you guys? Hope you had a great week. I switched my microphone to input 2 just to shake things up. So if I sound the same, great. If I sound any different, now you know why. I always have it plugged into input 1. 4 play-along songs this week. I thought we were going to do 3, and little did I know, it turned out to be 4. Why? Because we're bringing back the play-along songs from previous live streams, and there was one live stream where we did 2 play-along songs instead of 1. So, all right, we got 4 play-along songs. So tune up, grab a pick. You may need a capo, maybe not. Always is good to have a capo handy. Hi. My name's Jonathan. Let's see who's in the chat. Astra Soul, Dave checking in from Medford, Oregon. Hey, Dave. Bruce has a good question. Bruce, we're going to get to your question in a minute. Ryan, who else is here? I saw Matt. I saw Randy. I saw Joseph. Hey, you guys. Randy checking in from Northern Colorado. Joseph checking in from Oklahoma City. Bruce is asking, Bruce, I bet you're asking the whole group, not just me. Do people restring their own guitars? That's a great question. Not everybody. I used to work at a little guitar shop. I still work at a little guitar shop. I used to be an employee of a little guitar shop, and a big variety of people would bring their guitars in for new strings, including people who are decent players. They just really liked it when someone else put the strings on just right, and that's one less thing for them to think about. So, and then again, there's plenty of people who put on their own strings. You can do it yourself. It's not hard. It takes a little practice. Definitely takes some patience, but you can do it yourself. It's not. Those of you who have a job, if you have a job and you pay your bills, you are qualified because you've learned how to do a job in life. And if you can do whatever job you do, whatever job someone pays you to do, you are qualified to put on guitar strings. Always start with 2 sets of guitar strings because something might go wrong and you want to have another set of strings handy. And if you don't need the extra set of strings, then you've got an extra set of strings, right? How good is that? Yep, Joseph is making a good point about some guitars have tremolo systems that may or may not cause any more issues with putting on new strings. I have a lot of advice about putting on strings, but I'll keep it short. You should know there's more than one way to do it, because if you Google it and go on YouTube, you're going to find different people do it different ways. So I want to prepare you for that. There's more than one correct way. There's more than one acceptable way. Number 2, consider doing 1 string at a time and leaving the other 5 on, because then you can use those as an example to remind you, hopefully, of what the 6th string is supposed to look like. Does that make sense? If you take them all off, now you're stuck, right? Without any visual reminders. Always leave some slack in the string. How much slack? That's where you get people with differing ways of measuring how much slack to leave in the string. If you leave no slack in the string, you pull the string tight and you start turning it, the string will almost certainly break right away because it gets too tight too fast. Long story short. And that's on you, because now you are warned. Leave some slack in the string. In my book called The Guitar Year 1, there's a bunch of color photos of my hand showing you how to teach guitar strings. The photos came out so great, meaning they're in focus and they're close up. So that's one way to learn how to change guitar strings. The Guitar Year 1, written by me. It's an ebook. You could buy it right now and download it right here during our live stream. Head over to song-bike.com, and that's where you'd find that book and many others. Okay. Different guitars, you string them different ways. A 3-in-3 headstock, a 6-in-a-row headstock, a guitar where you feed strings in through the rear of the guitar, a guitar where you loop strings around the tailpiece. There's more than one way to do it. Chances are, though, you have a guitar that is covered by some YouTube video out there. You might as well, if you're going to go on YouTube and look for a video, which is a great idea, put in your make and model of guitar, right? And maybe there's something written. Someone filmed something just for your guitar. Wouldn't be crazy idea. You could always bring it to a shop and ask them to teach you. It's worth a try, it's worth a try. Or say, hey, when you change my strings, can I watch you? Can't hurt. Hey, what do we have to look forward to in today's live stream? Knock on wood, we're going to do 4 play-along songs, one of which is coming up really soon. 2 WTFs, weekly teaching features, free guitar lessons. One is a finger-picking thing, and maybe the first one we'll do is an arpeggio thing. Maybe we'll do that one right away to get your fingers warmed up. We have a quick little thing about who's in town. And who's in town includes a fantastic ukulele player. That's who's in town. What else? That's what I'm looking for right there. Other things to look forward to today. I'll give you a heads up on what 3 songs are going to be the play-along songs next week. Okay, so a lot to look forward to. And how about if we start right away with one of our play-along songs? Why not? We have 4. You want to know which 4 we're doing this week? In case you missed it last week, the 4 play-along songs this week are, how about if we do one of the Irish tunes first? Let's do Mairi's Wedding. There's a great album by Van Morrison and the Chieftains called Irish Heartbeat. I highly recommend that album. And we're going to do 2 Irish songs from that album, but we'll spread them apart a little bit. The first one's called Mairi's Wedding. I'm going to pull that up, but we're going to do another one before the end of our live stream tonight. We have a Beatles song coming up. We have like a New Orleans classic, Iko Iko. So these are all songs that we have played before, and hopefully you guys watched last week's live stream and you got a heads up as to what we're going to do this week, right? And you've been practicing for a whole week and you're going to sound so great in these tunes. Okay, how about this? How about this? Here we go. Okay, Mairi's Wedding. I kept it in the key that Van Morrison and the Chieftains do the song in. So, hey, Giorgio, thank you for joining the chat. Giorgio, all the way from Italy. Beautiful. Thank you, Giorgio. Thank you for being here. And Dave checking in from Old Saybrook. Hey, Dave, thank you for being here too. From Old Saybrook, that's Old Saybrook, Connecticut. And that's where I'm sitting right now. Thanks, Dave, for joining us. You guys know I love hearing where you guys are watching from. Okay, Mairi's Wedding. There you go. What are we going to do here? 3 chords, A, D, and E. End of story. The strum pattern. We're going to give it a nice boom chick pattern where we hit the root note. What's the root note? The root is the note that shares the name of the string. Boom chick. Hit the root note and then strum about 4 treble strings. Easy peasy, right? We'll start off a little bit slower than that. So 3 common chords, 1 very common strum pattern, nicknamed the boom chick pattern. Hey, you know the names of your strings, right? Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Goodbye, Eddie, right? So not a shock that the first thing we hit is the open string that shares the name of the chord. Makes sense, right? Hey, Jamie, thanks for checking in. So I hit the open A string, that's the 5th string, and then I strummed 4 skinny strings to fill out the A chord. Boom, chick, boom, chick. I want you to know none of this stuff is random, right? You're more likely to succeed and maybe even enjoy the process if you know why you're hitting the 5th string, or in the case of line 2, hitting the open D string, and then strumming 3 skinny strings of the D chord, right? Okay, so before we start, we're going to start in a second. You could say, because you want to memorize this as soon as possible, you could say 4 boom chicks on the A, 2 on the D, and 2 on the E. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my A chord, D, 1, 2, and E, 1, 2. That's the whole tune. How do you think it made the cut for our play-alongs? Because it makes sense. It's easy to memorize. You don't have to play it fast. Van Morrison and the Chieftains, they cook along at a pretty good tempo. Okay. There we go. As soon as possible, you want to get your eyes away from the computer screen and on one of your hands, whichever hand needs help the most. You can't focus everywhere, right? Okay, so just to give you a heads up before we start the play along, how about if we go about this fast to start off? About step, we're gaily on we go, heel for heel, maybe a little bit slower, toe for toe, arm, and row, all for Mari's wedding. How about that speed right there? Can you go faster? Should we go faster? Nah, let's keep it smooth as I step. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I'm ready if you're ready. Boom, chick, boom, chick. We're gaily on we go. Ready as we'll ever be. 1, 2, you know what to do. Step, we're gaily on we go. Heel for heel, toe for toe, arm and row, all for Mari's wedding. Over hills and up and down, myrtle green, bracken brown, past the shieldings through the town, all for the sake of Mari. Step, we're gaily on we go, heel for heel, toe for toe, arm and row, and all for Mari's wedding. Redder cheeks as Rowan's are, brighter eyes as Annie's star. Fairest of them all by far is our darling Mari. Step, we're gaily on we go, heel for heel, toe for toe, arm and row, all for Mari's wedding. Plenty herring, plenty meal, plenty peat to fill her creel, plenty bonny bairns as well. That's the toast for Mari. Step, we're gaily on we go, heel for heel, toe for toe, arm and row, all for Mari's wedding. One more time. Step, we're gaily on we go, heel for heel, toe for toe, arm and row, all for Mari's wedding. Some of you keen listeners heard that I was silencing the chord, right? It gives it kind of a neat, organized kind of vibe. In my mind, my picking hand has a magnetic attraction back to the strings. It kind of snaps back. There's no trick to it. If it feels like one more task and it's stressful, don't worry about it. But just know that as long as you do it slowly, you'll get it, and then you can pick up the speed. So by slowly, I mean slow motion. Apparently, we all don't agree on what slow motion is. Slow motion is slow motion. That's slow motion. I pick the A string, I strum the treble strings, and then, now anybody can do it at that speed, right? Right? Anybody, right? I'm thinking of it as 3 different things. Playing slowly is hard. You guys have heard me say this before. I've seen people really struggle with doing things slowly, and that's why I'm half jokingly saying, that we don't all agree on what slow motion is. How about if I said deliberately? I deliberately played the open A string. I strummed, and then I very slowly quieted down. Now, as long as you can do it at that speed and you get it, then you can go faster and faster and faster. Hey, Bruce, thank you for your super chat. Now, this does not sound musical or rhythmic or interesting. That's okay. Now we're getting somewhere, right? Now it sounds rhythmic, musical, and interesting, right? Boom, chick, boom, chick. Okay, so that's it. That's it. Easy tune, right? Do yourself a favor and listen to that album however you listen to albums. The whole album is great. We'll be doing another Irish tune from that album in a little while. I think these are from live stream number 39, I think. And it must have been right around St. Patrick's Day, and that's why we did a couple of Irish tunes. Hey, Bruce is supporting this live stream with a super chat. You can do the same thing. It's that $sign down at the bottom of the chat. You click on that, and the rest is easy. Right, Bruce? It's easy. Click. And that's how you support what we're doing here. And I thank you all in advance. Okay, so you ever send an email and it gets like stuck in like the outbox hell? You think, well, where is it? How come it's not sending? And there's probably some, magical reason why it's not sending, but doesn't make sense. Because I want to throw some stuff up on the screen here, and so you guys can see it and we can play it. Can't do it if the email doesn't go through. That's no fun. Okay, I have an idea. Desperate times. Okay. Hey, I'm here for your questions. We had a good question already about restring guitars. Randy, thank you for your super chat too. I appreciate that. You guys keep me going here. I just had a few students today because vacation, and one of my students started a new job. So you're getting me kind of fresh as a daisy, so to speak. Hey, while I'm waiting for my emails to go through, let me tell you who's coming through town this week. I'm sure many of you are familiar with a great ukulele player, Jake. Hold on here. Way back when YouTube was first invented, way back in the day, Jake Shimabukuro, Shimabukuro. He was the first musician I heard about who was like a featured YouTube musician. Videos here, meaning boom, boom. Other like musicians around me were saying, "Wow, you see this guy on the internet? There's this thing called YouTube, and this ukulele player is playing this great stuff on the internet." 2005, give or take. And so I thought I'd do, because he's coming through my town, and maybe he's going to be coming through your town. I thought I'd pull up one of his videos, and this is, well, you'll see. He'll speak for himself. Okay, that, and that, and that, and now this.
Aloha, my name is Jake Shimabukuro. I'm an ukulele player from Hawaii, and back in 2005, I was very fortunate, because a site called YouTube had just started out, and someone had posted a video of me playing this George Harrison song called "While My Guitar Gently Weeps." They posted it on YouTube, and it went viral and just started a whole touring career for me. And I've always felt this just a special connection with the song, because George Harrison loved the ukulele. He was a big ambassador of the instrument, and I never got to meet him, but I wish I could have back in the day. But this is a little tribute to the great George Harrison. Here's "While My Guitar Gently Weeps."
My computer couldn't handle Jake. If you notice on the side of the screen, you saw a picture of a much younger Jake, maybe like 20 years ago, right? Anyways, since he's coming to my town, he might be coming to your town, and why not? Okay, because I'm going to go to Plan B, but I think you're going to like Plan B because it's timely. And here's what I'm talking about. Bada boom, this. Okay, let's have some fun. This will be our first weekly teaching feature. We're just going to play along song. We'll bring back one of my favorite things of all time. Here's page one of a timeless song. In case you guys don't know Autumn Leaves, beautiful song, often categorized as an American songbook. Oh, there we go. You like that volume better? Remember how I told you I was using input 2 instead of input 1? There we go. Thank you, Sam, and thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for saying there's no sound. Now there's sound. I was saying that sometimes there's a comedy of errors without the comedy, you know. Maybe Jake just kind of shut my computer down. Did you happen to notice on the side of the screen during his video, there's a bunch of thumbnails, and one of them was Jake much younger, like 20 years ago, right? He's been around, man. So he's on tour coming through small town Connecticut in the next few days, and maybe he'll come through your town too. So let's get right down to our first weekly teaching feature. And thank you for your patience, everybody. I thought we'd do this tune because it's timely, right? It does not feel like autumn at all here, but it's inevitable, and you want to have a beautiful tune ready for autumn. What you're looking at is page 1 of my 2-page arrangement of Autumn Leaves in the chord melody style. Some of you are very familiar with this because we've talked about this before. Some of you are seeing this for the first time. That is okay. What we have is the melody of this timeless classic, often categorized as an American songbook song from the Great American Songbook. That's line 1. That's line 2. Ring a bell. Eric Clapton does a really nice version of this, but it's such a beautiful song. I've never heard a bad version of this song, but there's one time I heard Eric Clapton's version, not knowing it was him, and I thought, I have to figure out who this is because this sounds really cool. But like I said, there's no bad versions of this song. So this is from a book. Of course, it's from a book. I did a book of 30. There it is right there. This is page 1 of, 2 pages. I did 30 songs in this style. This is so easy, you guys. It's so easy and it sounds so good. So let's just get into it. Don't stress out about the chord diagrams up above, although hopefully there's some familiar ones there. Just follow the tab, and the lyrics are right there up above. You know, hey, Ralph, checking in from Arkansas. Hey, Ralph. Okay, this is a slow tune, or at least it sounds fine as a slow tune. 2-4-0. Now, what comes next, that A minor chord, watch out. You can't just strum all willy-nilly. You grab an A minor chord with your fretting hand, but only strum the 4 strings indicated by that stack of numbers under the word leaves. No fat E string, no skinny E string. Now, that's not enough. When you strum that 4-string A minor chord, the top note has to be louder than the others. That's the melody note. The others are just there for harmony, right? So I hold the pick loosely as I strum the A minor, and when I get to the one, the note on the B string, the top note, I squeeze the pick a little tighter and make that note pop. Now, I'm exaggerating it, but you get the idea, right? So in this style, known as the chord melody approach to playing the guitar, anytime you see a stack of numbers, could be only 2 numbers, could be 3, could be 4, could be all 6 strings, who knows? The top note, closest to the top of the page, that note has to be louder than the others. So the days are over. The days where you could just strum an E minor chord, because that's what it says, just strum an E minor. Now you have to be more careful, but it's worth it. That's the first 2 lines. Doesn't that sound great? I mean, number one, it's a beautiful tune. But number two, this style works so great for this tune, right? So somebody asked me a question about this song. I'm going to scooch it up a little bit so we don't need the title. We don't really even need the chord diagram so much. There we go. Okay. When I wrote this arrangement, I tried to make it as simple as possible while staying true to the beauty of the tune. It's a jazz tune. It just happens that, in my humble opinion, we can get away with simple chords, A minor and G, E minor, simple chords, even though, yeah, Sam, I'm happy to make it bigger, even though it's a jazz tune, and certainly there are plenty of versions out there. Here comes the bigger size. I mean, it's meant to be played with jazz chords, but it just plain works. Okay, how about that size right there? It just plain works, in my humble opinion, with our modest A minor and G and E minor chords. Most jazz chords don't work. I'll readily admit that. They don't work unless you play the proper jazz chords, right? This song works. So, by the way, there's a sort of a rhythmic pattern here. 3 melody notes and then a chord. Notice that. Line 2. I mean, that's partly just how the song is written, but it's also a pattern I wanted to lean into. Okay, so what does this not tell you? This page doesn't literally tell you exactly which finger to always use. So common sense. As you get to know a tune, you realize which finger goes where. Here's what I mean by that. You're playing a sequence and all of a sudden the first fret shows up. Well, your index finger is the most common, smartest thing to use for the first fret. So whatever note came right before the one, it can't be your first finger, right? It's got to be something else. So you get to know a piece. I would suggest using, for this song, staying in first position. Any 4 should be played with your pinky, any 3 with your ring finger, any 2 with your middle finger, and any 1 with your index, also known as first position. So that means the first 3 notes, middle finger on 2, pinky on 4. It might not be confident. That's okay. It'll get confident. Open. And then here's our A minor chord. Okay. Middle, pinky, open, A minor. And I would stay true to that fingering with the next phrase, drift by the window. By the way, you don't need a whole complete G chord, right? In this style, you can sometimes get away with holding down part of a chord. So in this case, I'm doing G. I'm talking about the end of line 1. Ring finger, 6th string, 3rd fret, middle finger, 5th string, 2nd fret. So I'm staying true to this first position, right? And I'm not bothering to fret the skinny first E string at all because there's no need to. It's not cheating. It's just being efficient, you know? Line 2, ring finger, 3rd fret and the 5th string, middle finger. See how it says A minor up above the word leaves on line 2? But I'm not going to hold down any more than I need to. I'm holding down you could say a 2-finger version of A minor with my middle and ring fingers. And of red and gold, the end of line 2, middle, pinky, index. And for this E minor chord at the end of line 2, I'm using my middle and ring. There's a good example of a moment where the chord is described as E minor. It is an E minor chord, but you're only strumming the 4 fat strings. And again, you guys get the concept that we want the top note of any group to be louder than the others. Just hold the pick loosely as you gently strum, and then a little bit tighter, make that last note pop. It is totally okay to do this really slowly. I'll use that E minor at the end of line 2 as an example. It's okay to make it kind of dramatic and like, I know I'm exaggerating a little bit, but see how I'm not just strumming fast? So of red and gold, with this sort of dramatic exaggeration would sound like, hear that? I would consider this way not the great idea. Sounds sloppy at the end. I mean, I did it, but why not slow it down? If someone tells you, hey, this thing sounds good slowly, read between the lines. They're telling you to do it slowly, you know, and to be satisfied with it and find the beauty in the melody and the harmony. Okay, so questions, comments, you guys feel okay about that? This style, the chord melody style, absolutely one of the most beautiful things you can do on the guitar. I'll stand by that, and I'm certainly not alone. You're essentially a one-person band when you're playing chord melody arrangements. It just, you know, you're the complete picture. You're the melody and the harmony, keeping a nice steady beat. Okay, so if you dig this, and I sure hope you do, it's from this book, and this book is available from my website, song-bike.com. It's called the SongBike Chord-Melody Songbook Vol.1, 30 all-time favorites arranged for solo guitar. And I picked this one because it's August, right? But other songs in this book, you want to see the table of contents? Sure you do. After the Gold Rush from Neil Young, Alice's Restaurant, Old Lang Syne, Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain, Can't Help Falling in Love, Cockles and Mussels, the Irish tune, Deck the Halls, Fields of Gold, 30 tunes like that. A pretty, you know, decent variety. Christmas tunes, Irish tunes. What a Wonderful World. Oh, that arrangement came out so good. The one that we associate with Lee Armstrong singing What a Wonderful World. Turn the Page from Bob Seger. Shenandoah. Send in the Clowns. The arrangement of Send in the Clowns came out really good. All 55 from Tom Waits. Many of us know that as an Eagles song. Okay, so if you're interested, that book is available for instant download. It is not a physical copy. If you are inclined to purchase that, it gets emailed to whatever email address you give right away. You do not get it in the mail. You're welcome to print it out, or you can just enjoy it on your computer. There you go. Okay, Autumn Leaves, chord melody style. That is our first WTF, weekly teaching feature of the night. You guys are good with that? I don't see anyone asking me any questions, so I think you guys are okay with that. And if you're okay, I'm okay. Let's get into another play-along song. Our next play-along song, let's go to New Orleans, man. Why not? Anybody been to New Orleans? Anybody from New Orleans? I was lucky enough to visit one time, had a great time, and would love to go back. Okay, there we go. Bada boom, bada bing. We're bringing this back from live stream number, which number is this? Maybe 40, give or take, possibly. Iko. And you can see I'm giving credit to the Dixie Cups, who had a hit with this song in 1964. But this version is in the key that I've heard the Grateful Dead played in. Okay, so what do we need for Iko? 2 chords. Come on, man, 2 chords. And they're easy chords. What this song is all about is that classic 3-2 clave rhythm, similar to the Bo Diddley beat. A. I want you to whatever helps get this beat in your head, no, that's all that matters. You could think of it as a beat that you learn by hearing someone describe it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bop, 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 bop. You might associate this beat with some other song you've heard before in your life. I want candy. I want candy. Bum, 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 bum. A lot of songs. Oh, what's the U2 song? Dun, 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 from Rattle and Hum. Someone, what's the U2 song that uses this beat? It's the Bo Diddley beat. It's a classic. Hey, Bo Diddley. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So instead of talking, I'm going to play it. A to E, and then E back to A. I'll do it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. What do you think? Doable? Of course it is. Many of you are learning this or have learned this just by ear. You just pick up on it's the beat. You just got the beat, and that's great. Some of you you can count to 5, but you're not comfortable with this exact rhythm. That's okay. But you can learn it by listening, whether it's, listening. Well, actually, the Grateful Dead that's their version. There's a version that they did at JFK Stadium in Philadelphia in the 80s. I pulled it up somewhere on my phone, where you can hear this pretty good, and it's in this key. The Dixie Cups is a killer version. There's not a guitar banging it out like this, and it's not in this key. Let me see here, the Grateful Dead. So I'm going to recommend the Grateful Dead for those of you who say are on Spotify. If you want to play this along with a band, it's the JFK Philadelphia version the Grateful Dead did July 7, 1989. Okay. All right. So anybody can play this. It's easy peasy. Not everybody is comfortable with the rhythm right away, and that's what we're here for, right? So whatever helps. Another way I've described it is slow, 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 fast, fast, slow, 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 fast, fast, slow, 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 fast, fast, slow, 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 fast, fast. If that helps, great. If you're shaky on the exact timing, you're in the right place. I mean, that's why we're here, If everybody could do this right away, sure, it'd be fun, but, you're in the right place. Now, singing while doing this is a little tricky for me because my tendency is to add a little bit extra, and that helps me sing it better. I'm not making excuses. If anything, I want to point out how there's some flexibility here. Can you hear that this 3/2 clave rhythm, this Bo Diddley beat is still there, right? I'm just throwing in some loose down up strums. Now, something about that fluidity, that extra strumming makes it easier for me to sing along. And so I'm going to the best of my ability, I'm going to start off doing it the simple way. But as the tune goes, I might throw in some of that. And now doesn't mean you have to change, right? To describe exactly what I just did there, that's beyond the scope of this play along. But just know that it's down up strumming with certain ones louder or softer. And the louder ones are the ones that fall right with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, any questions before we get into this? Comments? Isn't it crazy that the whole song is only 2 chords? That's how it makes the cut. I have a note to myself to play this slowly. So how about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does that work for you guys? I'll see you on the other side. 1, 2, here we go. My grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma, oh, your grandma, set your flag on fire. Hey now, I go all day. Giacomo fina, nande, Giacomo fina, nay. Look at my queen, all dressed in red. I go on day. I bet you $5 she'll kill you dead. Giacomo fina, nay. Hey now, I go all day. Giacomo fina, day. Giacomo fina, day. My flag boy and your flag boy sitting by the fire. My flag boy told your flag boy, gonna set your flag on fire. Hey now, I go on day. Giacomo fino on day. Giacomo fina, nay. See that guy all dressed in green. I go on day. He's not a man, he's a loving machine. Giacomo fina, nay. Talk about hey now, I go on day. Giacomo fino on day. Giacomo fina, nay. My spy boy told your spy boy sitting on the bayou. My spy boy told your spy boy, gonna set your tail on fire. Talk about hey now, I go on day. Giacomo fina on day. Giacomo fina, nay. Here we go. And Sam is pointing out, I want candy. That's right, the Strange Loves. I want candy. Bum, 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 bum. But hey, really, let's give credit to Bo Diddley for popularizing it in the States. But really, this goes way back. I mean, it's not an American thing, man. This almost certainly goes back to Africa. The 3-2, bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Also known as the clave rhythm, and you can see why it's called 3-2 because there's three sounds and then 2 sounds. Okay, how do you guys do strumming this? It's funky, right? It's different. It looks so easy. It sounds like, oh, how hard could that be? You know, you got to get in the groove. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, you guys good with that? I'm good if you're good. Okay. I was hoping we'd have one more thing. You know what? I'm going to, instead of worrying about emails coming through, I'm just reaching back into some of our previous weekly teaching features. Ooh. You guys ready for a tough one? We did this a long time ago. Yeah, let's just do it, man. Let's do it. Okay. The PDF, in fact, almost every PDF I put on the screen is available for members of my website. And you can become a member. Bada boom, bada boom. But some of the stuff you're getting here for free. Okay. Take a look at this. Now, I personally have not played this for a long time. So you're going to get to see me refresh my brain on here. There's a type of guitar playing called cross-picking. Cross-picking is associated with bluegrass music. It's done on an acoustic guitar with a flat pick. There's an emphasis on speed and precision and beauty. It's sort of like a guitar player trying to sound like a banjo, sort of. Okay, so pursuing cross-picking makes you a better picker, period. Whether or not bluegrass music is your thing, we all want to be better guitar players. And if bluegrass is your thing, then yeah, man, then let's do it. Okay, so what does this have to do with Lean On Me? The intro to Lean On Me, sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, right? The intro is hidden in here. I know it looks like a bunch of 3s and 1s and 2s. It's hidden in here. You got to find it. So let's talk about what your picking hand is going to do. Hey, did my camera just go black again? Stand by, stand by. I know how to fix it this time. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this on the screen, because in this case, the printed music on the screen there is actually more important than my smiling face. Okay, so let me know in the chat if you can see the tab okay. And while you're doing that, I better practice this for a second, because like I said, I haven't played this for a few live streams. Man, this is such a cool lesson. If I saw this, I got to say, man, if I saw this in like a YouTube video or a book or something, I'd be like, that's so cool. It's Lean On Me embedded in a cool cross-picking exercise. Oh, it's so cool. I'm proud of this. Bear with me, you guys. I haven't looked at this for a while, and now that I'm doing it, like, yeah, man. Okay, so this is just hard enough to keep you on your toes. It's worthy, for like a Sunday morning practice session. So, by the way, how do you get your own copy of this? Just become a member of my website, man. Song-bike.com. Head over to the PDF section. And there's like 200 PDFs now. I'll tell you in a second. There are 207. Holy cow, 207. I'm going to add a few more tonight. That's a lot, man. Okay, so here's what you need to know for your fretting hand. You're going to be holding down parts of C, F, and G chords. And I say parts because you don't need to commit all your fingers. I know many people are very good at reacting to chord names. You see a C and you grab every note from a C chord. You see an A minor, you grab all the notes. That's a good instinct. Starting now, especially with this document in front of you, don't blindly grab the chord. Grab what you need from the chord. How do you know what you need? That's why we're here. We're going to figure it out, So for instance, the C chord in the very beginning, you only need the 5th and the 4th strings. Please use your ring and middle fingers. In fact, for this whole page, you're going to be in first position. First finger for all the 1s, second finger for all the 2s, third finger for all the 3s. There are no 4s, so guess what? You don't need your pinky. Okay, so again, I know it says C in the beginning. Do not hold down an entire C chord. There's no advantage to it. There's no reason to. Believe me, if there were, I would tell you to, When you see the alphabet letter, the chord name changed to another chord name, then that's when you're going to make a change. But again, you don't have to grab the whole chord. See how it says F, just, 8 notes in? There's a capital F, right? Yes, that's when the song changes to an F chord. You're not going to do a whole F chord. You're going to do, take my word for it, 3 fingers on 3 strings. No barring. There's no skinny E string needed. So you're not going to do that thing you have to do for an F chord, right? You typically bar the first 2 strings or do a big complete bar. Nay, nay. Okay. So in general, your fretting hand is just going to stay in first position. There are no big surprises. It's all ones, twos, and threes. Don't overthink it. If you see the number 2, use your middle finger. If you see number 3, use your ring finger. Okay, let's talk about your picking hand. Picking hand, a never-ending stream of down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. It sounds so cool. Now, hopefully, I did a pretty good job just then of bringing out the melody in the tune, so that you could hear the melody amidst all the cross picking, all the filler notes. And here's the ultimate goal. And this is why I said it's like a guitar player trying to be a banjo player. We know there's a melody there. We've all heard this great song a million times, Lean on Me, Bill Withers. Great tune, right? But when I play it that way, especially after hearing the cross-picking way, it sounds a little empty. Like, well, we're missing something. We need a band, right? I mean, it's okay. It sounds like a guy plucking the melody of Lean on Me. But when you put it together with the filler notes, so to speak, oh, sounds so good. Now, there's a big thing I'm not telling you. I hope you're sitting down. The big thing I'm not telling you is playing the filler notes softer, really ghosting those filler notes. I'm still playing them. Sadly, it's not good enough to use the right finger on the right string with the right pick direction, meaning if you pluck down when you pluck down or pluck up when you pluck up, sadly that's not enough. If you stopped there, it would sound, that maybe someone might recognize Lean on Me in there. It'd sound like someone competently playing some nice notes on the guitar. So you have to start somewhere. So you start with following the directions. What's not written on there is which notes to make louder and which notes to make softer, and how you even can possibly process that in the moment, right? Like, you've got enough to think about without someone like me saying, oh, that's a soft note, or that one's a loud note, That's okay. You start by just following directions. 3, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 2. If you can play line 1 and it sounds like that, then you're onto something, You have to be able to execute it in a mechanical way. Remember my little catchphrase, mechanical to musical. You have to start somewhere. So you start with the mechanics of it. Did you use your middle finger on the 2? Did you do a downstroke that's supposed to be a downstroke, and so on, right? You work out the mechanics. It takes patience, Then you have to begin listening, You might say, I can hear, I'm listening, but you have to find the melody in there. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to play it again. Just play the first, I'm just going to play the whole thing. And I'm going to really lean into making the melody notes louder and the filler notes softer. And the filler notes might be so soft, you might say, wait, is he even playing those? Okay, here it comes. Pretty good, pretty good. Couple clunkers in there, that's okay. All right, someone asked me a question about this. I'm going to wet my whistle. Bring on the questions. I'm going to try to do something magic with the camera to get the camera to come back on. Well, the camera's on actually, but. Now, in a perfect world, like say you and I were doing in-person lessons, right? I would definitely consider taking like a yellow highlighter and highlighting the melody notes and leaving the filler notes just as is, you know. But you know the melody is in there. Boom, 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 dun, 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 dun. And it may be just it may be like everything, a matter of putting in your time. So you get so comfortable with which finger goes where, etc., that you can sort of relax half your brain and hear the melody coming through. Okay, bear with me, you guys. I'm going to try reloading this. Okay, I'm going to put this on the screen. Okay. So, you know, this everything you need to know about me. This lesson plan makes me extraordinarily happy. You know, I never saw anyone do this before. And it's like I said, it's just hard enough, right? Nothing easy about this, especially, I mean, some of you might say, well, I can play threes and twos and ones. I can do downs, ups, and you can. If you made it your goal to play it at the same speed as the recording, right? And manage to stay relaxed as you do it, then you've really achieved something. Hey, Dave, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate that. I sure do. But I made this, you know. Okay. I'll stop tooting my own horn. But now you know a little something about me. This is what makes me happy as a teacher. And I haven't done this with any students for a long time. And I get well, that's one of the benefits I get from doing this live stream with you guys. Now this lesson plan is back in my mind, and chances are some of my students this week are going to get this for their homework. You know, I teach a variety of ages, you know, 4 to 84, and it's tricky assigning someone some homework where a student doesn't know the song. I mean, this song is so embedded in our culture. A lot of young people have heard this song, but that's a little dynamic. That's something I have to navigate. I might think, oh, a student would benefit from working on this, but if they've never heard the tune before, that can be a little bit tricky. A little bit. Doesn't mean I wouldn't do it, but you never know. You never know. Okay. Check. Hey, beginner guitar lessons is in the chat. Hey, beginner guitar lessons. He says that I gave it to him a couple years ago. Yeah. Oh, what a cool thing. So, I'm going to stop sharing this now. I know I mentioned that cross picking is associated with bluegrass playing, and it sure is. And yet you can apply it for I'm going to call this a pop tune. You can apply it to a tune like that. You know, why not? Okay, now we have a couple more play along songs, so let's get right into it. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Our next play along, let's do our Beatles tune. Stand by, stand by. We're bringing back that, and let's see if we're bringing back Come Together, man. And what I want to see is if we can get both pages on the screen, because that sure would be great. Okay. If I can get both pages on the screen, you guys are going to benefit from that. And that's kind of fighting me here. No bueno. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put one page at a time to at least get us started, right? We got to get started somehow. Bada boom, bada bing. And okay. This from a previous live stream, could have been live stream Oh, I don't know. 38, 39. Let's see. How about from Livestream? 38. That's a lot of, we're at 148 now. Come Together by the Beatles. Okay. So let's talk about what you need here. Remember, my hope for all y'all is not that you play perfectly right this second, right? It's that you understand what your task is and you can put in the hours and then play along with John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Okay, so what do you need for Come Together? Okay, we have a pretty simple guitar riff right there. I'm taking some liberties with the Beatles version. What you see in front of you fits the Beatles version just fine and would totally enable you to play along with our buddies from Liverpool. So, songs in the key of D or D minor, open D string 2 times, little hammer on the G string. Definitely use your middle finger because you want to have your index ready for the first fret on the second string, back to second fret on the third string. Okay, those things that look like percentage signs, remember what those mean? Mean repeat the previous measure. What's a measure? It's a box of music. Long story short, that first thing you did, you do it 3 more times, 4 times altogether. In a perfect world, you'd keep your middle finger down on that 2 on the third string because you're going to need it at the end of the riff anyways. Watch out. It's possible that you're leaning over with your middle finger. You go to play the 1, you get that sound. Okay, so either get more up on the tip of your middle finger. It's an important skill. Or, hey, letting go of that note and then coming back to it. That's also a skill you want to develop. So it's kind of a win-win. If I had to pick, I would encourage you to work on the skill of staying on the extreme tip of that middle finger and arching over. So when you play that 1, it won't be dampened out by the flesh of your middle finger. Okay, moving on. The D shuffle. Second line. Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got the D shuffle, right? Plant your index finger, third string, second fret. Now you might be saying, well, wait a minute. 1 second ago, we were committing our middle finger to that note. Yeah, life is funny. So you got to do a quick switcheroo right there. But hey, we're asking your index finger to jump over there. What's more confident than your index finger, right? So in a perfect world, your index finger would stay planted on the third string, second fret, and your ring finger would reach up to the 4. Some of you are experimenting with putting your pinky on the 4. You could do that. Either way, just know that you got to do yourself a favor. Have your thumb pointing straight up towards the ceiling. If your thumb is parallel to the neck, if your thumb is pointing down towards the headstock, not good, not good. Is there a little space in your palm? You could put a golf ball, a strawberry right there. You don't want your palm flush up against the neck. Not for this. Maybe not for anything, but not for this. You don't have to do this, but if you want to get into the style of what the Beatles are doing, little muting with the edge of your picking hand. Just let it touch very gently. Don't overthink it. If you're not comfortable with that muting, don't stress out about it. But ideally, yeah, you let your flesh on the side of your picking hand. It's called palm muting. I think it was just last live stream or a recent live stream when it occurred to me that you're not really using the palm of your hand, right? You're using the side of your hand, but it's still called palm muting. All these years, I wonder if people have been confused when I call it palm muting because that's what the conventional name is. When you're not using not the most obvious part of your hand called the palm. I don't know. I'm overthinking it. Okay, now we're going to come back to this page in a minute. Ready for page 2? Sure you are. Here it comes. Okay, page 2. Check it out. It's still the D shuffle. By the way, it's nicknamed the D shuffle because you got the open D string. Juju eyeball he won. Holy roller he got. So we've been on the D shuffle for quite a while now, right? Time to change. Watch out the A shuffle. See how it says A5? Looking at line 2 right before the word hair. A5 is technically that first, it's that first thing you do as part of the shuffle. I'm calling it A5 because at that moment, that's what that is. But the more proper name is the A shuffle. Hair down to his knee. Now watch out. You got to jump quickly to that G power chord. Got to be a joker. He just do what he please. Okay? Not a huge deal, but there's no shortcut to getting there. I have advice though. My advice: if you have your eyes glued to your destination for the G power chord, meaning 6th string, 3rd fret, if your eyes are glued to that destination, your index finger will go there quickly, accurately, 99.99% of the time. Then you got to hustle and get your ring finger to finish off the power chord 5 on the 5th string, or pinky if that's how you roll. So that's my big piece of advice. Your fretting hand is pretty good at following whatever your eyes are looking at. If your eyes are simply watching your fretting hand and enjoying what it's doing, it'll never get to that G power chord in time. So yeah, you got to look ahead, literally look ahead. Okay. I know I've given that advice with other stuff before, and I'm going to stand behind it. So, got to be a joker. He just do what he please. At that moment, technically, the whole song goes back to the beginning, and the whole thing happens again until you get, and that leads into the chorus. So the chorus at the bottom of the page there, come together right now over me. Pretty straightforward, but again, you just have to be ready for it. That first power chord, a B5, a B power chord, 6 times, all downstrokes. By the way, this whole song is all downstrokes. There's 6 downstrokes in the B power chord, 2 downstrokes on a 1-finger A power chord. That's that 0 with a 2 on top. Again, a quick jump to the G power chord, that 3, 5, 4 of those. And then as quickly as you can, obviously, the index finger has to jump over to that 2 on the 4th string for the A power chord. Come together right now over me. That bottom of the page there, that's actually a cool little exercise for those of you who don't have much experience zipping around between different power chords. That's a cool little standalone exercise. If you can play that bottom of the page smoothly and confidently at about the speed that the song requires, yeah, you've accomplished something. It sounds so great, right? Again, I'm definitely incorporating a little muting with the edge of my hand. You don't have to do that, but I encourage you to. Like I said, with all this stuff, you gotta take one piece at a time, ask yourself, hey, about like pick direction. Like I said, this song happens to be all downstrokes. At least that's what I recommend. Which fingers to use on your fretting hand. You got to sort that out. You got to make some decisions, make some notes to yourself. You got to sort that out. Then start putting everything together. Can you memorize a sequence? Can you memorize a part? The sooner you memorize something, the better you're going to play it. Do you have to memorize it? No, but it's something that you want to think about. Then work your way through the mechanics of it at a slow speed. Hey, if you can play something smooth, steady, no mistakes at any speed, you've got it, man. You've got it. And then that all over but the shouting. This guitar sounds so good. Thank you, sweetie. My wife gave me this guitar for my birthday. Oh, I love this guitar so much. It is an L. I know I'm getting off topic, but such is the passion involved here. The company called LSL Instruments out of California. This is their model called the Topanga model. Oh, I love it so much. two P90 pickups. It's very much in the vein of a Gibson Les Paul Jr. style guitar. Oh, it's so light. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. Hey, Ralph, I'm reading what you're reading here. Ralph, you bring up a great point, Ralph. We're getting back to that cross picking. Oh, we're going to play along the song in a second. But Ralph, just to address your question, there's Mother Maybelle Carter's Carter style playing, and that is a good style to prepare you for cross picking, because her style that she developed, Carter style picking, requires accuracy, speed, comfort with chords, a combination of single notes and chord strumming. 100% worthwhile approach. I would say cross picking takes that to the next level. What they have in common, country roots, and the idea that you're combining the melody of a tune with filler sounds. And they 100% have that in common. So I'm not surprised that you would connect the two. Yeah. Yep. You can do a deep dive into the history of both styles, Carter style and cross picking, and find out some of the names, hot shots, unsung heroes, musicians who helped pioneer and develop all this stuff. Everything came from somewhere. And sometimes you can actually point to a person and say, that person. I mean, that's who did it, like Mother Maybelle Carter. All right, so now I'm in a quandary because I'm going to have to change pages as we do this, and I don't want to do that. I thought I kind of work around, and I don't. But hey, you know what? That just means we're going to take a beat. We're going to play what's written on page 1, and then we're going to move on to page 2. You're just going to take a breath and do it. Why not? For today's live stream, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play both pages twice. Okay, does that work for you? I think I'm going to do the same lyrics both times just to keep things simple. But I'm going to do both pages twice. Does that make sense? Page 1, page 2, page 1, page 2. Okay, because that is just about everything you need to play along with the two. Okay, you guys good? You ready to go? You got that first riff 4 times. We'll get into the D shuffle, and then we'll turn the page, so to speak. Okay. If you're good, I'm good. A little bit slower, right? A little bit slower than the original. 1 and 2. Intro, go. Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got juju eyeball, he won holy roller. He got hair down to his knee. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. Intro. Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly. He got juju eyeball, he won holy roller. He got hair down to his knee. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. Come together right now over me. Okay, just want to prepare you for going back to that riff again. Okay, now I know turning pages is awkward. I get it. But how'd that work for you? And just in general, on paper, it looks kind of easy, I hope, right? I mean, it is. So as always, one of the takeaways I hope you get from the past 147 live streams, you don't have to be the world's flashiest guitar player to write a great tune. You don't need to know every riff in the world. It's the D shuffle, it's the A shuffle. Come on, those like the easiest. The only thing that even close to as easy as the D shuffle and the A shuffle is the E shuffle, right? Focusing on the two bass strings, the two fat strings, right? Power chords, So whether it's a matter of writing your own songs, which of course I'm always going to encourage you to do, or simply having the confidence and the experience to say, hey, wait a minute, if these 3 songs are easy, if these 9 songs are easy, well, how many more songs are there out there that are kind of easy? And the answer is a lot more. And that's why we do these play-alongs, the live stream. And we have one more. Don't go anywhere. We have one more before the end of the night. Okay, anybody have any questions, though, about the meat and potatoes here of Come Together? Again, this is a PDF that if it's not on my website right this second, it will be, when we wrap up tonight, I'll load it up. I don't think it's there yet, but that's what I do after our live stream. I put stuff on there. Okay, questions, comments? How do you guys feel about that? I was doing that palm muting just to stay in keeping with the Beatles style, Okay. If you guys are good with that, I'm good with that. Let me see. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm going to see if I have something else I need to share with you at the moment. How about one more segment I like to call Who's in Town? A country band is coming through town. And I thought to myself, I've never heard of this band. If they say they're country, then why would they lie? But I just had never heard of them. And then, when I sort of a band in town doing original music, I like to be able to tell you guys. Okay, there we go. I'd like to be able to tell you guys at least something about who the band is, right? So I pull up some YouTube videos. Oh, well, this is the band called Firefall. Now, I was not familiar with the band by name, but I recognize his song right away. In the description of this live stream, I'm going to put a link to the guitar, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, from Jake Shimabukuro, and a link to what you're about to get a glimpse of right now. Anybody, here's a test. What was their big hit song? I mean, maybe they had more than one, but as soon as I saw this video with them sing this song, I thought, oh man, I've heard that song. Anybody? Firefall? This is a big hit song in the 70s. Let's see, the video is when? It was from a Nashville TV show. The video is from the 80s, but I think the song was before that. Anyone? Going once, going twice? What was the big hit song by Firefall? Don't just Google it. Anybody can Google it. The song called You Are the Woman. You are the woman that I always dreamed of. This, we're not going to watch the video at this moment. There we go, right there. From the 80s. Kind of has an 80s vibe right there. Oh, is that a cool Rickenbacker guitar back there sitting on a music stand? Well, they're on tour. Firefall is on tour. They're coming through Connecticut. Maybe they're coming in your neighborhood too. You guys know this song? You are the woman that I always dreamed of. I knew it from the start. What a tune. Anybody? Well, there you go. Now, they may have a lot of hit songs, but as soon as I saw that one, I thought, oh yeah, so that's second part of our segment called Who's in Town? Now you know Firefall is on tour, and I'm going to guess they're going to do that tune. I'm guessing. Joseph, you remember the song, but not the band. Yeah, hey, you know what? Music business is tricky, right? Randy, you saw them in concert back in the day? Yeah. The music business, they want the songs, they want the money. And maybe the bands and the singers and the personalities might, you remember the song is what I'm saying. But hey, they're on tour. And, you know, maybe they have a bunch of great songs. I'm sure they do. A bunch of hit songs. I'm sure all the songs are great. Firefall. Okay. Check. Okay. All right. We got time for one more play along song, and I think you'll dig it. And that song is one more Irish tune. This was from back in Livestream, I think 39 again, give or take. The song called I'll Tell Me Ma. And some of you are thinking, I don't know that tune. That's okay. I'll Tell Me Ma is a classic Irish tune. And it was one of many tunes that I became familiar with. Thanks, that awesome Van Morrison and the Chieftains album called Irish Heartbeat. There we go. Okay. So take a look. What do we need? 3 chords. Come on, 3 chords. Start practicing now. You'll be ready for St. Patrick's Day. Long before St. Patrick's Day, right? Okay. So what I wrote here is the simplest way to play this. We'll talk about fancier strumming in a minute, but the bottom line is the first line, what I'm calling the verse of the tune. The first line happens twice. See that little repeat sign at the end of line 1, those double dots? That's your instruction to repeat that entire line. So A for 4 strums, E for 2, back to A for 2, and that whole thing would repeat. Okay, that's the verse of the tune. The chorus of the tune. For the moment, we're going to stick with down strums. I'll give you some more suggestions in a second. The chorus of the tune. A twice, D twice, A twice, E twice. Okay. If the chord changing is tricky, then that's why we keep the picking simple. If these chords are easy peasy and you're like, come on, give me something like to sink my teeth into, then instead of just doing a down strum, do a boom chick. Now that's not what's written right there. You're going to have to, I'm calling an audible, so to speak. You're going to have to mentally say, okay, so instead of 4 downstrokes on the A in the very first measure, it'd be 4 boom chicks on the A chord. We're double timing it. 2 boom chicks on the E and 2 on the A. So line 1 would sound like A, E, A. Okay, so you just imagine each one of those stacks of numbers, you're gonna do a boom chick. What is a boom chick? You have not forgotten that already, have you, from the earlier song we did? It's when you hit a bass note, a fat string, and then respond with a strum on 3 or 4 treble strings. Do not overthink how many strings you're gonna respond with. The exact number does not matter. What matters is a nice contrast between this sound and this sound. So how about if I start the tune playing this as written, and then I'll morph into the boom, chick, boom, chick. Those of you who are just doing downstrokes, you don't have to change anything. What you do will still fit with what I'm doing. I'm just doing it, I'm doing twice as much work, but I'm doing it faster, so we end up on the same. Everything works out. It all works out. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much for your super chat. You guys are being generous. Thank you so much. It all goes to a good cause. But thank you, everybody who's making super chat donations. Okay. Tell me ma when I go home. So just to wet your whistle, what it's going to sound like. Tell me ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pulled my hair, stole my comb. That's all right till I go home. That's what the first line is going to sound like. I just did the first line twice. Okay? And then it goes into the chorus. Making a few notes to myself. Okay. Ready to do this? You know what? Common sense says have a drink of water, talk amongst yourselves. Okay. I'm ready if you're ready. Here's the speed to start off. That's how fast your downstrokes are going to be. 1, 2, here we go. Tell me, Ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair, stole my comb, that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she's the belle of Belfast City. She's a chord in 1, 2, 3. Who, won't you tell me who is she? Albert Mooney says he loves her. All the boys are fighting for her. Knock at the door and they ring the bell. Oh, my true love, are you well? Out she comes as white as snow. Rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Old Johnny Murray says he will die if she doesn't get the fella with the roving eye. Beginning, here we go. Let the wind and the rain and the hail blow high, the snow come tumbling from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie, she'll get her own lad by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her mom when she comes home. Let them all come as they will, for it's Albert Mooney she loves still. Tell me, Ma, when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair, stole my comb, that's all right till I go home. So basically I did 2 verses in a chorus, 2 verses in a chorus, and then I ended up back in the verse. Pretty straightforward, good sing-along tune. We're doing it in this key with these chords because it helps you, it fits with the Van Morrison and Chieftains version on that album. And the same thing with the earlier tune we did called Mairi's Wedding. But these are traditional folk tunes, these 2 Irish tunes we did tonight, so they can be played in any key. But I had to choose something, so I chose these keys. And again, I recommend that album highly, Irish Heartbeat by Van Morrison and the Chieftains. Okay. So now what I neglected to do in all the excitement is to give you guys a heads up for what's coming up next week. So for those of you who have stuck around to the end of the live stream, thank you. Before we wrap up and say our good nights, here's what we're doing next week for our play along songs. Okay, from live stream number 41, we're going to be doing In the Midnight Hour, Wilson Pickett featuring Steve Cropper on guitar. In fact, I think Steve Cropper co-wrote that tune. I will put a link to live stream 41 in the description of this video. You can click on it, look at the time stamping, and jump right to the part of the live stream where I teach In the Midnight Hour, and then you can review it all week, and then you'll be ready to rock out next Saturday. Okay, another one for next Saturday. We will be playing Cocaine, written by J.J. Cale. Of course, Eric Clapton made it extra famous. That was from live stream 42. And drum roll, please. Our third play-along song next Saturday, All Along the Watchtower, written by Bob Dylan, made famous, extra famous by Jimi Hendrix, from live stream 43. So just to recap, In the Midnight Hour, Wilson Pickett, Cocaine, J.J. Cale, and All Along the Watchtower, Bob Dylan. So we're going to be doing those tunes from live streams 41, 42, and 43 respectively. There's a famous story about a Massachusetts governor, Governor King, back in the 80s, who signed all, maybe 70s, who signed all his official letters respectively, comma, and then his name, and he meant respectfully. Why do I remember that? Yeah, it was a news story at some point. I know why it wasn't a news story like the first time he did it. I think they waited to the end of his career, and then they mentioned the typo. I don't know. Next Saturday, let's do this all again. We got 3 play-along songs. We do some more weekly teaching features. Visit my website, song-bike.com. Invest in yourself. Get yourself some learning materials, a lot of ebooks over there, a lot of PDFs. In fact, every PDF you saw on the screen tonight either already is in the PDF section or will be in the PDF section shortly. I'm going to say a few good nights. Good night, Randy, Joseph, Ralph, Marlon Bond, beginner guitar lessons. His name is Blue. He's one of our moderators. Music Fan is also one of our moderators. As I always say, she's the moderator I'm married to. I'm sticking with that. That is, yeah. Sam, good night. Who else do I see in the chat? Joseph, if you're still here. Stephen. Who else? Okay. Jamie, thanks for being here. Giorgio, thanks for joining us from Italy. Yeah, man. And Bruce, I hope you and Byron are doing well down there in Australia. Matt. All right, you guys. See you next Saturday. Let's do this again. Let's have even more fun. We'll find a way. Thanks, you guys. See you in a week.